people don't snow, or do they?
Hello, Internet Dwellers, and welcome back to Top Shelf Disney Animation Studios Library. I am Jeff, and joining me, as always, is the beautiful and the wonderful, the card letter spinning on Wheel of Fortune-esque. Is that a dated reference? Can I make a Wheel of Fortune reference nowadays?
Oh, Wheel of Fortune has been and will always be on the air. It's as timeless as some of the movies we're watching on this podcast.
I think that's an insult to some of these movies that we are watching on this podcast. TC DeWitt. Thank you, TC.
Hey, everybody. TC here, ready to talk Disney with you. Specifically, The Flying Elephant, Dumbo.
Oh, yes. The movie we watched this week, the 1941 animated classic Dumbo. TC, off the bat, what did you think about this movie? Your thoughts?
Oh, we're just jumping right on in.
We're going to go
here.
right on into this conversation because I'm really curious.
No preamble. You know what? I have not seen this movie for a good number of years.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was the shortest one. Well, it's not actually. I was wrong in that. We're going to get some ones that are 45 minutes long.
Yeah, I started reading up on it. I went, oh wait, this hour and 4-minute movie isn't the shortest film?
Yeah, but we'll see that down the line. And I like Timothy the Mouth. Timothy the Mouth.
Timothy the
Well,
Mouth.
technically, he is the mouth of Dumbo since he does all the talking.
I feel like Timothy the Mouth is some sort of like gangster from the 1930s. You'd be like, yeah, it's Timothy the Mouth over there, you know?
What's going on? Timothy the Mouth. No, Timothy Q. Mouse,
Yes.
who is Dumbo's hype man and friend. I always liked him because the T in my name stands for Timothy.
Oh.
But
Okay, the J in
let's be
mine
fair.
stands for mouse, so.
Weird.
What? It's a silent J.
Let's be honest here. He's really just Jiminy Cricket 2.0.
He really is. This is another small character who comes in kind of in shambles and ultimately wears a very nice outfit with a hat.
True. He's not necessarily in shambles. He's in his circus gear from the get-go. He's not a homeless wanderer. He's a circus mouse. But, to get to your answer to your question here, my thoughts on this film overall and in general is it's meh. It's forgettable.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad we're on the.
I was so worried. I'm like, I really was like, okay, and just.
I hope you don't love it because I don't.
I was really worried because me watching it, I was like, it moves fast and it's fine, and there's a couple decent moments in it, but I was just kind of like, oh, okay. Like,
See, I disagree. I don't think it moves fast. This moves remarkably slow for a 64-minute movie because I feel there's so little to this plot that everything is drawn out. Like, take, for example, the elephant tower collapsing, right?
Yep.
When all the elephants are stacked up and they start falling over, that goes forever. Just fall over already. Whoa.
It's just like in action movies whenever there's an explosion and they cut to that same explosion 5 different times.
5 times. Yeah, and there's a lot of this movie that's just drawn out.
I did some research. I was looking it up online, and obviously the big thing seemed to be that this was supposed to be a short. It wasn't supposed to be a long film, but they turned it into a longer film, and they kind of stretched it out. So I wonder if that's half the problem, is that they're just filling space and filling time.
There is a good story here, at least. I like the idea. Well, I like the idea of the story, not what the story does, because it's essentially about a deformed kid who embraces what makes him unique and, sticks it to the jerk people that are denying him any sort of credit. Like, it's just because he has big ears, he's ostracized.
Right.
And that's not cool.
No, it's
not.
not.
And he rises up and he rises up and he proves himself, and that's great. And I like that message, and I like that element of this movie is great. I do like that.
But the bad thing is that all of that, what you just described, happens in literally the last 4 minutes of the movie. Like, it's a 60-minute movie of just depression and sadness, and then the last
it is a very sad film.
It is, and then the last 4 minutes is the whole Dumbo embracing who he is, and then using that to make himself better, and then showing off, and then like basically getting revenge on the circus and the elephants and all the other people for treating him so poorly and showing that he can be the real truth thing. The movie wraps up so quickly. I was in like a...
Oh, gosh, yeah. For as drawn out as some of the things are, the ending is just like a minute long. It's like, he flies! Timothy's famous! Dumbo's famous! Mama Jumbo is freed. The end.
Yep. And it was like, oh, we're done. Oh, okay.
Do you know who could nail this movie? Huh. Who could just take this movie as everything about it and just knock it out of the park? The Pixar animated shorts department.
Yes, I could see that.
Because Pixar's animated shorts like Feast and Paperman, those shorts can pack such an emotional punch in such a short amount of time. They tell very complex stories, and they work. They work on every level. Right. I've never seen a Pixar short that doesn't just nail it.
Right, and so many of those Pixar shorts don't have any dialogue in them either. It's all through visual or through just an emotion that you get from watching the actions of the characters on screen, which in essence is Dumbo. Really, I think it's crazy, but really kind of cool, and I want to come back to this, and I want to ask you why you think they did this, but it's so weird that we had two normal Disney movies, normal in traditional sense. You have a story about a princess for number one, you had a story about a puppet coming to life for number two, Fantasia. This is what we're going to do like every 10 episodes. We're just going to recap, and you're going to do a quick little voice thing. It's going to be fantastic. It'll be a game.
Okay.
But no, and then you have Fantasia, which was all musical, but then you get this one. But what you have is you have a story where your two main, well, I guess Timothy Q. Mouse speaks, but your main character, the character who the movie is named after, never says a word in the entire film. He hiccups.
Yeah, that's right. He hiccups. He squeezes. He makes little noises, but
he never says anything.
He's a mute character,
right? And even so, his mom, Mrs. Jumbo, she only ever speaks his name. That's the only thing she says in the entire movie as well. Everybody else talks. There's something. Right. Those gossiping other elephant women, and this movie's just so clunky. Yeah. It's just one idea after another. It's no surprise to me that this was intended to be short or a series of shorts because it feels that way. I really like the stork character that kicks off the movie. Yeah.
And I like the pink elephants on parade sequence. Although I like that sequence. It's neat, but it's also, what the hell were those clowns drinking?
I know. That was my question. I wanted to know what kind of alcohol that was.
What were they drinking?
Whatever it is. Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie. I've had one or two drinks in my life. I've never seen that sort of thing happen after a drink of something.
Oh my goodness,
that was some potent stuff. Yes.
The movie just everything that Snow White and Pinocchio and even elements of Fantasia that worked, they didn't have it in it. The snappiness of the bits of Pinocchio, the bits of Snow White, they snap along at a nice pace. Even though those movies are quite a bit longer, Dumbo feels like the longer film because it just drags out these ideas, the train, the not having the narrative singers as opposed to the characters sing.
Right.
Where that does work in other movies, but in this movie, I don't know, it just didn't pack the same. It wasn't as impressive as the other two narrative films we saw. And I'll take Fantasia off the table just between Snow White and Pinocchio. This movie doesn't have the snap and the pizzazz as those films previously have had, and I have to wonder if it was because of budget constraints or the financial strain that the three movies prior to this had on the studio, that they had to cut corners. But the sound mix is off. There's abrupt sound changes. There's different microphones for characters, and we'll get back to the crows. But in the crows section, one of those crows singing sounds like he's from across the room. The fade outs, the constant fade outs, which is a dated cinematic style anyhow.
Right.
There are still fade outs to this day, but they usually happen at the end of acts in dramatic films. Fade outs tend not to be used as heavily now as they did in the past. But that really gives this film a very clunky feel.
Right. Well, and and so I was kind of doing some reading up on this, and I know what they did. You mentioned it. It's a financial limitation, or it was a budgetary limitation, because they made this movie basically just as a cash cow. They needed it to be just something cheap that they could throw out there and hope to recoup the loss. Because I think we talked about it a little bit. Obviously, you made a comment about it, but just now. But like Snow White and Pinocchio didn't do that well in theaters. They were critically they were kind of critically praised, and obviously Snow White got a nomination, I believe, right? Wasn't there an Oscar nomination?
Oh, yeah,
there, right?
And it eventually got an honorary Oscar with the normal size statue and the 7 little Oscars.
That's right. So, but like both of those movies lost at the box office. Whereas, like, so this is just we hope they'll make some money off of it. And strangely enough, this one that was so tightly budgeted was the one that did really well at the box office, because it only had a budget of $800,000 in 1941, which, because hey, those of you who listen to Top Shelf AFI, I did my inflation nation. It was that's about $13.5 million for an animated film nowadays.
Nowadays, wow, that's a very low budget.
It's still a very low. Yeah, you can see how low it is. And in the original run, it made $2.5 million in 41, or about $40 million. So
that's what they needed, I guess.
Exactly. So they had a movie for $13 million that made almost $41 million in the original just like run. And this is in 41 when there's not a whole lot of screens everywhere still. I'm sure it didn't get distributed all over the place like a movie nowadays would. But so, I mean, it brought money back to the company, and it definitely did exactly what it should have. So I'm not surprised if there's a lot of clunkiness to it, or if the story wasn't written that well, or if there's issues with the animation, like they did the backgrounds are watercolors, which they didn't. I think this was like the last movie they did that on for years and years and years, just because it was cheaper than doing the normal backgrounds. So that's why it looks different. It really was just, hey, we need to make a movie real quick. Here you go, and let's just do it.
Just the fact that the watercolors was cheaper and easier is what I'm understanding you're saying.
Yep.
It looks it. It doesn't pack the same impressive look as the other movies that have come before it. It feels more like the Disney shorts, which they had done for years and years up to this point. And they capitalized on probably the ease at which they make those movies to make this one. Now, it's not to say that this movie is devoid of anything good. Dumbo is an incredibly cute character.
Oh yeah, totally.
I already spoke.
You feel the emotion that he conveys for a character, again, who doesn't talk. You completely see it in his eyes.
And I've already said I appreciate what he represents in someone who's mocked for a deformity or a disability or being different and rising above that. I love that message. He is such a cute character. But I think Jiminy 2.0, Timothy is different enough from Jiminy, just in his kind of his New York attitude. He's got that sort of Bugs Bunny sort of voice to him. Right. Hey, come on, Dumbo. Like, I like him. He's a great. The movie really starts when Timothy shows up. Right. That's when the plot begins. We do get the Dumbo is born. He's made fun of for his big ears, but that goes on for quite some time. Mama Jumbo gets locked up and whatnot, but the movie really doesn't start having any form of this is the plot. Right. Until Timothy shows up and starts bolstering Dumbo's, I'm at a loss for words right now. Encouraging him and being positive with him and being a genuinely good guy.
Which there's a moment there with Timothy where, because we're still in those movies where I don't remember the last time I saw this. I don't remember much of what happens. I didn't realize that, Timothy showed up, as far into the movie as he does, and then I didn't
it's
realize all that.
Past the 20-minute mark that he shows up,
which in a 60-minute movie, so we're a third of the way through the film before your secondary main character shows up. I did not remember him being a good guy. Of course, I didn't remember him being a bad guy, but me and my jaded world of nowadays, I guess I was waiting for him to turn.
You got big dumb ears. Look at you with your dumb ears.
Yeah, or try to take advantage of him, even if it was to learn a lesson. I can't take advantage of him. He tries to, but I was waiting for something like that to happen, but it never does. He's legitimately just his friend the entire time, and it kind of threw me off. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, he does use Dumbo for his own financial gain, I guess, because if Dumbo gets popular, then he gets popular. If that's
true.
If a thing, but I don't know. But I mean, that's still he's not just taking the money and run or anything.
He's
like
not
that.
He's not a cruel character.
Right.
He's an uplifting, positive character from the get, and he doesn't force Dumbo into doing anything. He encourages him into doing things, and I like that. I like that relationship with Dumbo and Timothy, which we got that with Jiminy and Pinocchio, but Jiminy and Pinocchio's relationship was stilted in that Pinocchio never listened to Jiminy. Mm-hmm. Dumbo and Timothy's relationship as mentor and mentee is Dumbo is goes along with Timothy and lets him be encouraged and guided. It's just so structurally, it's too slow sometimes and then way too fast. Like him, all right, I got my magic feather. I'm going to jump. Okay, the feather was a lie. You can fly. Like there's no...
And that
the pace is all over in this movie.
Yeah, and that feather bit, I missed... Honestly, I missed the 30 seconds where there actually was where they referenced that it wasn't a real feather or wasn't a real magical feather, because sitting here.
It's not even 30 seconds. It's like 3 seconds.
Because he
loses the feather,
right? And I'm like, wait, what happened? Wait, I looked down. Wait, what just okay? I'm lost. What happened? And I was, oh man, it bugged me. It bugged me so much. I don't care if it's short. Because again, you discussing the Pixar shorts, you can tell a fantastic story with no dialogue, with a character that never utters a word in 5 minutes. You can give me emotion, you can give me laughter. I can feel all sorts of emotions. So I don't care about the length of the film, but yeah, it comes down to how the story is structured. That's what bothered me. I feel just if the ending didn't wrap up so quickly, I probably would have been willing to overlook the speed issues with the rest of the film, I guess, because I think it would have been like, well, at least the movie wrapped itself up. Okay. But the fact that it just ends and it's just, there was nothing else. That was it. That was okay. We were leading to a 4-minute scene and that's it. That just bugs me to death.
For a movie that offers up such a neat story with overcoming diversity, in physical appearance and whatnot, disability, it's such a shallow film. It does not have enough characters. There's really only Dumbo, Tim, and Timothy. Timothy has the most dialogue in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And you have the ringleader, the leader of the circus,
right, who
is just the leader of the circus. He has no characterization. He's just a cardboard cutout. Mrs. Jumbo, she has somewhat of character development in that she's so protective of her son and gets locked up for defending him. The other female elephants are just gossiping.
Yeah.
They don't have anything more than that.
Oh, and none of the other animals.
None of the other animals. I hated them too. None of the other animals in the circus even have are anthropomorphic. They're not humanized. Jeff, they're not humanized.
It's okay. I started trying to say it in my head. I'm like, wait.
Anthropomorphic. There it is.
There you go. Okay, thank you. TC,
Words
as we have discussed,
me.
This is not a podcast of words. This is a podcast of thoughts that are spewing out of our mouths.
We will do the entire rest of this episode in mime. So strap in, everybody.
It's going to be a next 2.5 hours. Let's go. It's good because all these stumbling over the words. This just means that at the end of this show, or at the end of this run, I can just do a bonus episode that is every time we mess up a word or us spitting and stuttering.
But there aren't enough characters in this movie.
No. And when they
clowns
do have characters,
don't have character.
Right. And when they do have a character in a movie, like when they actually have a fairly well-developed character, their part is so small and so short. Because I get like Mr. the Stork, I feel like was a great character. And I was waiting for that character to come back. Like,
nope, he just came, did his thing, and then he was gone.
Which I kind of got excited. I didn't realize that he was voiced by the guy who did Winnie the Pooh.
Oh yes, this you might want to consider this one of the Disney tropes, which we could touch on later. But this is his vocal debut for Disney films, and this guy is around for decades. Sterling, I think, is his name.
Yep, Sterling Holloway. I had to look it up.
There we go.
Yep. But so, anyways, sorry. Yeah, we're going back.
You're right. The characters come. People who have any sort of character to them come and go so quickly that there's not enough time to develop them, and going so far as being caricatures. Now, first I'll say these gossiping, hen-pecking elephant women you could just easily have made it 2 instead of 5 of them just talking crap about little Dumbo. But the crows. You wanna discuss the crows?
So let's discuss the crows. I am and I feel like obviously we need to talk about them. I want to know your opinion regarding them, because I also have an opinion regarding them, and I'm wondering if my opinion is not going to be it might be somewhat controversial.
Okay, that's fine. You'll let me take it first, and then we'll see what happens. We follow.
Yeah.
So my feelings about these crows. As a kid, being young, I had this mix CD, this compilation CD, a series of CDs that were all like the hits of Disney. There was everything from Beauty and the Beast, Be Our Guest, and April Showers, and the I've Never Seen an Elephant Fly song was on here. First of all, I love me a good pun, and that whole song is puns. And as a kid, I liked the crows. I liked that song. I see an elephant fly. Like, I liked that. And I getting a little older, I liked the idea that these seemingly bullies were absolutely willing to help out Dumbo after making fun of him, not for his appearance, but for the idea that he thought he could fly like them. And I like the idea that it's like, oh, hey, come on, man. Don't leave like that. We were making fun of you, but we're laughing with, come on, don't leave. Like, I like the idea. But once it became aware to me that these were racist caricatures of black people from the 40s, excuse me, it's hard not to see that. Now, I've mentioned so far in Fantasia and the Pinocchio episode, we're delving into some racist caricatures and racist character types. Is there malicious intent? That's kind of my gauge here. Is it an unfortunate sign of the times that the movies came out with, or is it just racism? And if these crows were voiced by black men, it wouldn't be a problem. But they're all voiced by white guys, and I have to call them out on that.
See, and that is that's the problem. That's my biggest issue that I have with them, is that, like you said, they were not voiced by African American men. They were all white guys. Yeah, because no, it's okay. What's going on in the background there, TC?
My cat was trying to escape, and I had to shut the window. Sorry. Please continue. That's a terrible point to interrupt you.
No. Yeah, because see, and watching it now as an adult, I'm watching them going like, okay, yes, for the same reasons you just said, I was okay with them. I was completely okay with them as characters because they weren't being shown as like Sunshine was, where she was being basically a servant. Yes. Yeah. They were not being looked down upon. They were more or less, in my eyes, they were more or less an equal character. Just as Timothy or Dumbo was technically at that point, because they show up, they tease him, but then, like you said, they go, no, it's just, we were just joking, don't worry, and they legitimately are willing to help him out, and they don't tease him again after that. So
they save the day,
right? Exactly, and like that to me, I went, okay, I'm okay with that. Now, you said they were all voiced by white gentlemen. Is that?
I believe so.
Okay.
You could fact check me on that if you want, but I believe seeing that in trying to find just a little more information on Dumbo, specifically that little piece of commentary in the racial stereotyping of a character named Jim Crow, of all characters. Come on now.
Right.
And just kind of looking at that, so I would have some element of point of conversation. I will admit fully that you and I are not the experts on this sort of subject. We are two white dudes, but it's worth addressing. We're not going to hide and not discuss this. This is something worth discussing. But in trying to investigate a little bit, I did see it mentioned that it was, I think Cracked had a little thing like, well, it's not like they had white guys doing impressions of black guys. Oh, wait, they did? That's bad. Moving on.
So the one of the crows... it wasn't Jim Crow, but one of the crows was voiced by James Baskett, who's the who is the African gentleman who did who was in Song of the South.
Uncle Remus.
Uncle Remus. Yep. So at least one of them was, and I'm okay.
True.
I'm okay with that. Again, I am completely okay with it if they are voiced by African American gentlemen. I'm good with that. If it's a white guy doing an impersonation of it, that's being right. That's just being that's being very questionable at that point.
It really is. I could be wrong, and I'd love to have any commentary from the listeners on this. I'm certainly open for discussion on this. But that simple element of having a white guy do the voice changed it into a territory that's not cool.
Right.
Because the crows are cool characters. They do help. They save the day. I love all the puns. I like the song's a good song. So having that one little thing, if it had been differently handled differently, probably could have changed how this movie is perceived by some people. However, the crows aside, bless you, I think.
So
or
sorry.
A dog just barked at you. Are you being attacked by a dog?
Down, Woofy. It's perfectly okay.
There is another element in this movie that addresses similar issues in race relations of the era. And it's the gentlemen who helped the elephants build the circus in the storm. They are all people of color, and none of them have faces. Mm-hmm. And the lyrics of the song are I don't have them in front of me verbatim. I probably should, because that would make me more factually accurate. But the lyrics to the song aren't all that great to people of color either of the time, saying that we work all day to earn our money and then we blow it on drinks.
Right.
Now, I know plenty of schleppy New York Gambinos that would do the exact same thing. So maybe it's just not intended to be people of color building this circus, and it's dark and stormy. So that's just the shading they used. I don't know.
That's true. And it was an interesting choice for them to have for like the humans in the movie, except for the ringleader or the ringmaster, is the only human. I'm leaving out clowns because clowns aren't human. No. I'm leaving out the clowns because they got makeup on, so they're not like just a normal person. But the humans in the film are generally portrayed as faceless people. They don't.
Yes.
They're never really, because this is the first movie where your main cast, and I will include the crows and Mrs. Dumbo and the other elephant women and the other animals. Our main cast are all animals. There isn't humans are not a main character. I know this is the third quote unquote feature length Disney movie, but it's
fourth. You got to count Fantasia.
If you count Fantasia, that's true. But like it's very much so that the humans aren't portrayed as human, and they're kind of just these very broad generalizations of humans. But yeah, I did notice that, like, but again, that goes back to the whole that, you know, is that because that was just the era, you know, that's in the 40s, that was quote unquote who did that type of work, and it's like, well, okay, fine, whatever, I guess. But so real quick, because I don't want to get too far away from it, I am looking it up online because I want to make sure that we do talk about it if we do bring it up. So I'm looking on there. The voices of all of the crows were voiced by members of the Hal Johnson Choir, which was an African American, an all black choir.
So all the crows are
people of color.
Well, how do you like that? I thank you for clearing that up, and that actually kind of makes me feel better.
Right.
That they weren't white people doing caricature voices. That's great. That is. Whatever I said, I swear it was on Cracked. It had to have been a Cracked list. And
I wouldn't be surprised.
Sometimes on those lists, it's hard to separate the snark from the facts. So
right.
I will please disregard my previous statements and
see, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. I wanted us to make sure that we establish that now, because I don't want this to go out and have people be like, oh no, actually it's not. Here's the proof. And like, I wanted to be like, no. I looked it up because like I said, you bringing it up, I had never heard that. Of course, I didn't look it up, so I didn't think to look at it.
I'm glad I was false on that one. And anyone listening, I appreciate fact checking. Those who might know me personally know that occasionally I go to Facebook to fact check. Occasionally, I do it all the
time. But yes, so it's. Yeah, because Hal Johnson, I'm reading his bio here. He arranged the music for and conducted his choir in more than 30 feature-length Hollywood films, including Walt Disney's Dumbo, specifically in the song "When I See an Elephant Fly." Johnson himself voiced one of the crow characters, the Deacon Crow. So it was him, and then they also sang on Song of the South. So we will hear them again if we, because we're doing Song of the South.
Won't.
We're not doing that one. Oh, okay, just making sure. No, so apparently that is the case, and if that is the case, then I'll definitely say, like, I'm okay. I'm completely okay with the crow characters as they're portrayed then, because I do not see the sunshine issue. I don't see them being a servant to like anybody white. I don't see that, and I'm okay. I'm fine then. Yes, their voices, they might be doing more of a slangish or more like stereotypical voice, which okay, that could still be seen as being racist, but they're not being portrayed like, I'm not watching Gone with the Wind and seeing them as a servant. I'm not watching and being beaten or anything. Like, no, that is no. That's a no.
There's something to be said about Dumbo, just as a film in general, that really, I think in general conversation, that's the first thing people remember are the crows, good or bad, however you feel about it. That's the most memorable. Is that the most memorable thing about Dumbo? I would challenge the regular viewer of this movie who maybe has not seen it in a decade or more to tell me the name of the mouse. Unless you truly grew up loving Dumbo and have seen it again and again and again, it is not nearly as memorable as Pinocchio, Fantasia, and Snow White that still are to this day. People know your nose will grow because of Pinocchio.
Yep.
Snow White has been rebooted a million times. Fantasia has, at the very least, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and I think Dumbo is honestly the most forgettable of these four films so far. And the music. It's to go back again to be like, I See an Elephant Fly being the only thing, maybe the first thing people think of. It's because the rest of the songs in this, I could have sworn that Casey Jr., I think I can. I could have sworn that was a whole musical number. It is like 10 seconds. He's get to the top of the, I think I can. I knew I could. That's it.
That's it. And
sorry,
moving on.
I want to I thought I could.
Oh yeah. Apparently,
but the music in this
the song "Baby Mine" from this is well known. I was not aware of that. I did not know that either, though been covered.
I did know that,
but I wouldn't have told you that was from Dumbo. There's nothing. I would have gone, oh well, yeah, that's from Dumbo, isn't it? Like I don't know that. Honestly,
you have to be a real hardcore Disney fan to know that.
Right. Honestly, I think Dumbo is more well known for the ride at Disneyland. Unfortunately, I think at this point that's what he's probably more known for is the kiddie ride at Disneyland.
It's just the music isn't memorable. The characters themselves aren't all that memorable. But you know what? There is more egregious errors that I think need to be addressed in this film, and I'm going to bring them up right now, Jeff.
Bring them up, TC. What are these errors?
I think that this might very well be where the misconception for me and many other people came. If not this, then Disney in itself is responsible for this. The kangaroo pouches. Yeah, no, you cannot. Homer Simpson showed us in The Simpsons what that's really like. But you got the little kangaroo just jumping in the pouch. Can't do that. Ostriches putting their heads in the ground. Another fallacy. Ostriches don't do that when they're scared. They don't do that at all.
So you're blaming Disney. Hey, you know what? I have one more error. According to Disney and their maps, Florida's panhandle goes all the way to Mississippi and does not meet Alabama. Look at the maps.
Well, hold on a minute. What were the maps like back in 1941?
I was curious to look that up, and I just couldn't be bothered because I didn't think they've changed the state outline of Florida in the last 70 years. Though I want to look now because we're in an episode of fact checking.
Well, is this? Let's get into some of the topics we have discussed every episode so far because. I don't know if it's time for that, but why not?
Yes.
Is this a movie to show kids? Is this appropriate to kids? Is this something that you would just put out there for kids to watch?
So, I mean, I guess because I generally tend to bring up anything that could be scary or frightening for children. There really wasn't anything in this movie that would have been scary. Except for the pink
elephants on parade.
Right. Yeah. That sequence is weird because like a lot of those elephants, they don't have eyes. They're just the black void where the eye is.
That's it. That's the eyes.
Very, eyes are creepy to me if done in a certain way. I both love eyes and I both can be terrified of eyes. And so like
there's the hollow dead black eyes, and then there's also one instance where it's a very realistic looking eye that appears.
Yeah. For like a half a second, like wow, like what? Why was that one real? What's going on? But
drinking's bad. Don't drink.
But the truth is, throughout most of this movie, the movie is just a very sad film. It's very almost depressing. So it's. If anything, it's going to make a kid sad or cry because everyone's just teasing Dumbo the entire movie, or like when Mrs. Jumbo freaks out when Dumbo's being teased, like that can be kind of scary because I mean I don't know how she didn't kill those kids. Like honestly, it's terrifying. But
I wonder if this could work for toddlers. Just the colorful imagery, the moving about, the cute little elephants. There's more of that than the scary imagery of Mrs. Jumbo attacking in the pink elephant section. That maybe you could pop this in segments and amuse a kid who can't talk yet, like that sort of younger than toddler or a little older than newborn, just kind of that in that pocket. But once a kid can sort of follow a narrative. Especially once they get old enough to understand some of the implications of the movie, then you're getting into some territory where you're going to have a conversation with your kid.
Right.
I think that's how the movie kind of falls on the spectrum of how you can present it to kids.
And that does make sense about having it being more for a younger child or like you said, a toddler, because there's not really any dialogue that the child will need to pay attention to. Yeah, Timothy does talk a lot and the crows talk, but it's just, for a lot of it, it's just pictures and it's just noise. And then there's music that plays, colorful imagery that moves around. And it's nothing that a a baby wouldn't just, in their infant eyes, just be seeing color and hearing noises and just kind of seeing, I think it would probably work for a much younger child. But anybody older, probably not.
However, there is a lesson in this film, and we've discussed that in the previous episodes as well. The lesson, and we've already touched on it in this episode, just overcoming diversity, overcoming a disability to not just prove your worth, but to prove your self-worth is a good message. And a more intellectual tween, this movie could probably really appeal to. When you have something, kind of have, like the Hot Topic kids, they kind of lean more towards that. It was goth. I don't know what they call it now, but that more depressing sort of, the world is a dark place. Dumbo is a colorful version of what those type of people enjoy. And there is a positive message within the sadness of this. And so I do think a tween that is into that sort of thing could find some joy in Dumbo, in the misery of Dumbo.
They might be in that point because Dumbo is different, and they may see themselves as being different because they're changing and life is changing and people are changing and all that sort of stuff.
That is what is good about this movie, is that message of, despite any sort of disability you might have, you can and will overcome. That is great. That is the great element of this movie. It just isn't enough great to make this movie stand up with the others.
True. However, even if it may not stand up, this is a segue, TC. Even if it may not stand up with the others, I think I ruin it when I pause and say it's a segue.
Yeah, call it what it is.
Call it what it is. I'm just going to do that. The tropes and firsts for this film.
Yes. Yeah.
I have two. I have already mentioned one of them, and for me, what it was, because I try to go with like story wise, not including the fact that the guy who did the voice of Winnie the Pooh and who will be in like literally every movie we watch for the next 40 years.
That's not exactly a trope. It's not a trope. It's a trademark.
It's a
trademark of Disney movies is going to be Sterling Holloway from this point on for many, many years.
And maybe every episode I'll point out what character he plays.
There's Sterling Holloway.
Yep, it'll be like, and the Sterling Holloway appearance is this character. So the two that I found for this movie, the animals themselves are the main focus of a story instead of humans or human-like characters. Because for Pinocchio, we definitely got anthropomorphic. That's the word.
Yeah.
We had anthropomorphic characters with the fox. I can never remember those characters' names.
Honest John and Gideon.
Thank you. But they weren't they were just two amongst a ton of other human characters. This is the first film where our characters are animals. There's no question. They're animals. They're all animals except for
no question about it.
The ringmaster. My other trope that I've noticed, and this is the one that I got kind of excited about, but then at the same time kind of was like, oh, okay. A lead character is missing one of his parents.
Pinocchio, Snow
White, we don't know where her parents are. We have no idea who her parents are or where they are.
We just know her stepmother. That's all we know. We don't know.
And that's the thing where it's like, this was the movie where there's obviously like, oh, Dumbo has a mom, but his dad is just absent. He's just gone.
Right. So in Snow White, we don't know what happened. Right. At least in the Disney version, we don't know where dad is. We don't know where mom is. We just know she has an evil stepmom. This is the one where we very clearly can see a single mother and Mrs. Jumbo.
Right.
So
maybe I should specify that it's a single parent. This is the first. This is the first Disney film that is a clearly established single parent for our main character. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm like, it's Dumbo. Dumbo is the movie that starts the whole single parent in a Disney film.
Oh boy, this is a trope of Disney that will continue to this very day.
We'll
point out Disney trope, dead parent.
It's almost weird when both of a character's parents are alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly,
it's more rare than that.
Yeah. I will say, like, Inside Out, both of the girls' parents are alive.
That's Pixar.
I know. But I mean, like, you still kind of just, it's kind of all the same nowadays. But like, I mean, like, but why, they could have very easily had her just have a single mom. Like, they really could have.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they? Or
look at Tangled. Tangled. Both of her parents she's just estranged from them because she was kidnapped.
That's true. So, but yeah, I thought that was fun. I'm like, oh, look at that. It actually, and it took me like 2/3 of the way through the movie to realize, I'm like, where is his dad? Where's Dumbo's dad? Or where's Mr. Jumbo?
Well, Jeff, I have to ask you.
Yes.
Of all the movies that we've watched so far,
man,
and I know this is going to be tough.
It's going to be tough to
choose. Where do you put Dumbo?
Well,
I don't think this is going to be hard to determine.
It's not going to be hard at
for
all.
Either of us.
Unfortunately, Dumbo is number 4 on my list.
Mine as well.
Yeah.
Mine as well.
Just because, I don't know, listen to the last 45 minutes of the episode, I guess. It was It was just, I didn't hate Dumbo. I want to make that clear.
No. I hope that the listeners hearing us know, like, I hope you're hearing it. We don't hate this movie. We're not saying that. It's just less ambitious. It's less memorable. They took far less chances, due in part to the budgetary constraints that they had on the film.
Right. And I mean, if you look at it in that light where you're like, oh, they really didn't care. They just put it together so they could get it out there and hopefully make some money. Then, yeah, great. They succeeded. They did exactly what they needed to do because they made a movie that was just meh and made a crap ton of money off of it.
Then isn't that the Disney way?
That's totally the Disney way. Wait a minute. Dumbo's the precursor to every direct-to-DVD released Disney movie. Disney, how dare you start in 1941? That's weird. But no, definitely number 4. Just, it was just okay. Unfortunately, it wasn't like, I feel, and I was so worried for this episode because we've done all of my notes. Everything is done on my list of notes. And I feel like I don't know how we talked for 45 minutes about this film.
We're that good, Jeff.
We are that good. Well,
and I promise you, we'll keep giving you good podcasting.
I promise you. Mine is more Mayor Quimby. There used to be a point where it was more Kennedy, and now it's just becoming more Mayor Quimby. It's really easy to switch back and forth like that. So, well, let's get on to let's just do any kind of comments, any kind of discussion that we've had from all of our awesome followers out there. TC, you said you have somebody, and I know I have somebody. Actually, while recording, because I posted right before we started recording the episode, Sarah left a comment on the post, so I was going to read. Read the one from last week, but I'm going to read this one instead. So it's because it's on it's on Dumbo. So,
so for those of you listening who want to comment, you can comment on the Facebook page underneath our post. Typically, Jeff will post, "We're about to record. Here's the movie. Any thoughts?" You can always comment on each episode, which we will do a little commentary catch-up right now if you'd like.
Yep.
I think it'd be worth mentioning Sarah's comment from Fantasia.
Oh, yeah. We'll do that one, too.
But you can also tweet at me, at TC's Big Head, and you can tweet at Jeff, at Random Bell. You can find both of us on Twitter and Instagram under those monikers. And we'd love to hear from you guys. This show thrives on the listeners, so please feel free to chime in and let us know your thoughts on anything we've covered so far or any episode in particular. So, Jeff, take it away.
Okay, and I'm real quick side note, I am very happy with the amount of interaction everybody has been doing in these last 4 episodes. It's a lot of fun to see it kind of starting to pick up steam and kind of grow. And I understand some movies are going to have more comments and more interaction than others, but TC is going to be doing that until you guys keep commenting more. I mean, he's going to pass out. But no, I'm just personally, I'm very happy that people are interacting, because that's what I wanted. I want to be able to talk to you people. You people are
it's
fun.
For you guys.
It's for you.
If we wanted to just talk to ourselves, we wouldn't record it.
No, I mean, well, we probably would have, because I have a handful of podcasts that are just for me. Anyways,
so what does Sarah have to say?
Do you want to do the Dumbo one and then we do catch up?
Go ahead and mention the one she mentioned previously.
Okay. So Sarah commented back on when we posted Fantasia last week. So here is Sarah's comments. I'm in my early 30s and I grew up watching our VHS of Fantasia, but to this day I still can't watch the dinosaurs segment. The moments of the T-Rex fighting, then killing the poor Stegosaurus literally makes me cry. Ugh.
Yes.
Heartbreaking.
I mentioned that too. That is such a... He dropped dead twice. It's
That's how serious it is.
This is serious.
No, I agree. That sequence was like that was one of the ones where I'm like, well, this is not appropriate for children. There's a lot of death going on in this sequence. I know it's nature, but that's horrible. And yeah,
nature's bad.
Nature's bad. I don't want to go outside again. It makes me sad. But
what does Sarah have to say about Dumbo here?
So Sarah, getting a double helping of Sarah this week, which is awesome. Thank you, Sarah, for commenting, obviously. So for Dumbo this week, I haven't seen it in years and I've never really loved it, but I'll tell you one thing, the baby mine scene with Dumbo and his mom holding each other through his mom's cell bars literally makes me sob. Even if I see a picture of it, tears come quickly, I get choked up, it's heartbreaking. Holy cow, that made me so sad. That sequence did.
Yes, you are right on there, Sarah, and I don't think we gave enough credit talking about it earlier with the music. That song is so effective. That moment is so effective. It's no surprise that song was nominated for an Oscar, and that further proof why this is one of the saddest Disney animated films.
Seriously, it was like one moment after another in this film. I'm like, the first 5 minutes of Mrs. Jumbo
Jumbo alone.
Like she doesn't get her baby when the stork delivers all the babies, and just the look in her eye when she thinks the next one's hers and it's not, like, holy cow, that kills me inside. And then you do a song like that where like, and Dumbo look, no. I'm just wandering around my apartment crying now. But no, that
thank
whole
you,
sequence,
Sarah. We're happy to have brought tears to your eyes.
At least it was for a good thing. But see, so Sarah made a real quick comment there at the start of that. She never really loved Dumbo either. So this is interesting to know, and I'm curious to know how many other people out there are kind of along the same page, where Dumbo is just like, yeah, okay, all right. It was fine, but I didn't love it, So it'd be interesting to know. So I would like to know that too for anybody. TC, what do you have?
All right, well, I have a couple tweets here. One's a quick one from my buddy from Jordan. He tweeted at me, "Loving this so far. Fantasia's my number one for me."
Oh, awesome!
So thank you, Jordan, for listening.
Thank you.
And then I have a question here from Calvin from Twitter, and he says, "What are your feelings on the Dumbo live-action remake or Disney live-action remakes in general?" Jeff just discovered there's going to be a live-action remake before we recorded.
Literally. And apparently like the most recent news for it came like a week or two ago. I didn't even hear that news.
Apparently Will Smith's attached. I'm sure it has something to do with his ears.
Oh, well, I hope so, because if he plays one of the crows, screw you, Disney. Okay.
Oh, Disney.
Oh, sorry. That is
Timothy.
The most vocal that I'm going to get.
Look, this goes to Dumbo. This goes to just the live action remakes in general. I am not a fan. Of the verbatim remakes that they've done. So Cinderella was just a verbatim remake. Beauty and the Beast is looking to shape up to be exactly just a shot for shot remake. But at the same time, I don't like the remakes that are so far differently. I did not need to see a Maleficent movie. I did not need to see one of the most evil, one of the best villains in the Disney franchise. I don't need to see her sympathetic. I didn't need to see that. I didn't need it. The subtext of that movie, no, I didn't need that. So there's no winning me over here, because you're going to do the live action remakes, and that's fine. But why not just re-release the animated ones? Why not? Why does it have to be this obvious cash grab to just do these live action remakes? And then, or doing the ones that are so far off of it that, is Guy Ritchie really the best choice to make a live action Aladdin? I love Guy Ritchie. I do not see how this is going to work out. Okay. Rant over. Jeff, what are your feelings?
I'm kind of looking forward to the Beauty and Beast movie.
That's fine. You can like that all you want. It's fantastic casting. I think the cast is amazing.
I think that's my reasoning. I think because I looked at
Why
the
do
cast.
I sound so aggressive here? Emma Watson's a perfect choice.
Yeah, because I look at the cast and I went, yep, that's who needs to play Belle. Yep, that's who needs to play Gaston. Yep, that's Lumiere.
Darn
yep,
it.
Okay. Like at least I will say this with the Beauty and the Beast one. Yeah, I'm on the fence about Cinderella, Maleficent, like all of those. Yeah, you can love them, you can hate them. I don't really care. But at the end of the day, when it came to like the Beauty and the Beast one, and I saw like cast photos from the set, I went, well, at least they cast the right people. Like you look at it and you go, yeah, that's who should play them. So I'm giving them the credit of, yeah, you're doing a good job. And they brought Alan Menken back, not Alan Silvestri. They brought the guy who did the music for it to come back to do the music. So, okay, I'm all right. I'm fine with that. Like they're at least not just throwing it together and being like, yeah, this is whatever. Like they're not doing a lame attempt at it. I feel they're trying, and that's what makes me very excited. Plus, I can't help it because I'm a guy and I thoroughly enjoy Emma Watson. She's very cute. I can't help it. Plus, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite. Oh, it's my favorite Disney animated film.
I am surely proving. Just in my curmudgeonly commentary that I am not the demographic target for these live action remakes.
I am the demographic.
You are, Jeff. You are.
It's me. Just put Emma Watson in anything. I'm pretty much okay with it. So I can't help it. She's British.
I just love Harry Potter, so I'm all over that.
Yeah, that's why. But that's a good point. I mean, yeah, right there. See, this is the type of stuff that I like. It's comments like that. Like you obviously hate you do not care for the live action ones.
I'm displeased.
You're greatly displeased. I will give you a harumph. And for me, on the other hand. I can't continue that quote because that's from an inappropriate film.
We can happily yes. We can happily disagree. I'm glad to disagree because if we always agreed, what would the fun be?
Well, that was the best parts of the AFI podcast was when Lindsay and I disagreed on the two films that we watched.
It initiates conversation.
Which, quick side note, everybody, Lindsay commented that Fantasia is one of her favorite favorite Disney movies. So
what's one of her favorites?
Fantasia from last week. I did not know that until after the podcast. Lindsay and I don't talk much anymore. She's listening to this right now, yelling at it, going, "We do too. We talk all the time."
Well, I'm glad we did not upset Lindsay by our commentary on Fantasia.
And for those of you who don't know Lindsay, again, go back and listen to the AFI podcast. That's Lindsay. So just again, I like to plug our previous podcasts.
Hey, the original AFI Top Shelf is. The Top Shelf AFI 100 is still worth listening to because it's not dated.
No.
A lot of things that'll happen in podcasting is that you discuss current events, like us discussing the Dumbo movie. That kind of dates us in this episode. Not terribly so because we obviously talked about the movie for 45 minutes. But something like AFI, as a fan before, just as a general listener of the series, you can listen to it any order. And you can just pick and choose which movies you want to listen to, and it doesn't feel out of date.
The only time
it's worth plugging.
I appreciate that. The only time we ever do date ourselves in it is, unfortunately, when an actor or a director died, and we watched like Robin Williams died while we were doing the podcast, so we watched Good Will Hunting, and Harold Ramis died, and we watched Ghostbusters. Like that's the only time they kind of get dated because we, this is not part of the list, and we're watching a movie. But I'm glad you think so, Sarah. I'm glad that hopefully that podcast will live on for infamy because it's been 4 years since we started it.
Wow.
If that blows anybody else's mind, it blows mine. It was 4 years ago when we started that show. And now I'm just continuing to date this show.
Well, hey, that's the couple of tweets that I thought were worth mentioning today.
Well, fantastic.
Well, thanks for tweeting at us, guys.
Thanks for leaving the messages on the Facebook. So that was the only ones. Thomas left? Yeah. Thomas said that he got around to actually watching. Not actually. I don't like using that word. Thomas got around to finishing Fantasia, and he agrees the back half is a lot better than the front half.
Excellent.
And he likes your theory of it representing maturity and growth.
Yes. So, I did go back and watch the Disney theory you had posited or you had referenced from Watso
My theory wasn't nearly as good as TC's.
I know I'm not trying to boast or anything, but that guy's theory, it required some restructuring of the film and some omitting of the film, omissions from the film, and therefore my theory is stronger.
Because yours actually is from beginning to end. True.
So let's all just keep congratulating me on that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, TC.
I think that kind of wraps up the episode.
I think that's all that I got for this week. So next week, then, let's just, we'll wrap things up. Next week, we are watching, what are we watching, TC?
Another Single Mother and another sad film.
Great.
Coming up next is movie number 5, Bambi.
Ooh, Bambi.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Boy, I don't, I already have a theory about Bambi. However, it does require a completely different Disney movie. So that did not get released for 45 years afterwards. So,
I'm looking forward to that. That's a nice tease right there.
Indeed.
But Bambi will be next on the list. I'm looking forward to rewatching this one, especially following Dumbo, because Dumbo more or less was kind of just it was more of a chore to get through than anything. But I'm looking forward to watching Bambi, which is coming back into that classic Disney arena.
Right. I feel like we're going back into that world, the world that we kind of expect Disney to be. I don't know, however, it does take a break a little bit afterwards for a couple of movies, but we'll discuss that later.
So for those listening, if you get a chance to watch Bambi again, or you have any memories of it, look for the post on Facebook about our recording and go ahead and leave some comments there, or again, tweet at us. But there we go. That was fun, Jeff. Good job.
That was fun. That's 4 down, TC. Only 51 to go.
Oh
boy, doesn't that just make it sound horrible.
As we wrap up here, last week we came up with a great outro, a sign-off, a great sign-off.
After we got done
neither of us wrote it down.
We had just stopped recording.
Yeah, and I said, write it down, and Jeff didn't write it down.
I didn't write it down. I'm like, I'll remember it. I got distracted and never wrote it down.
So we're still taking suggestions for that, but... That being said, thanks for listening.
Yes, thanks for listening, and we'll be here next week.
Yeah.
We'll use that one for now. So.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Until next time, we'll be right here.
All right, everybody. Have a fun week. We'll see you guys next time. This has been a production of Ghost Hat Media, proud member of the Ghost Hat Network. Find them online at www.ghosthat.net.
I like the ending.